Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, one of the rulers of the underworld, or specifically the ruler of manga hell. And today, we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. Chapter 239, Culture and Education. Considering this is a chapter who's probably mostly gonna be focusing at least part of the chapter on climb, I'm guessing we're gonna get some serious man of culture jokes here. So, well, in that case, I'm also expecting some good old fan service. So let's see if my prediction is true. And anyways, let's get into it. The first page. So in the first page, we have Climb talking to I don't know what. I see like a little bubbles, which I'm guessing translated to "Is that our enemy?" As in, Climb is saying it in the same bubble weird way. It's like, "Yes, please lend me your strength." Then we see some sparkles as it's translated into "So I should follow your orders." As Clown responds in the same manner with Sparkles, and he's like, "Yes, much appreciated, my lady." And then we have one being Chomp Chomp with some blood spatter. As Clown's like, "Don't rush too far ahead." Uh, Actually, you know what's funny here? The other ones actually seem to have like a translation, while Chum Chum can still not really be, has to again be translated. Like, what the hell does Chum Chum even mean? Anyways, then we have the fun one who speaks in a very Japanese, I want to say, way, as it says, "I'll show them my power." It's kind of like, "Do as you please," as he kind of nods. And the funny thing is, although it's like a very similar panel, there are actually differences. Like in the second panel, he's talking to the sparkling one. He like nods, is happy. When he speaks to the third one, he's like a bit nervous. Or he speaks to the one, he's like, "Oh, fine, do it." So now we see who are the ones he was speaking, and those are the familiars from his his freshmen. We don't see his familiar, but maybe it's being saved up for like a surprise attack or something. I don't know, really. Again, I can't remember if there was a familiar, if Climb had a familiar or not. So anyways, then we get him saying, "No, then let's do this." As we get the narrator and Climb thinking to himself, like, "Let us combine our powers and go, there we go!" So yeah, now the first one we see is a giant shark who just seems to have like special eyes, nothing else. I'm guessing it's gonna have a bit of a different color, a bit of a different color in the anime, with it being Marina's familiar skilled shark, which I'm guessing is the name of the species. Then we get a peacock that has like more of a interesting like kind of reminds me of a Pokemon honestly, with its weird thing coming from it with little horns as well as a bit of a peacock. As there we have the that being Zenith's familiar shiny peacock, which if it does make sense. There we have a golem in a ninja suit or a kimono type of suit or samurai, whatever. As it that's Uzo's familiar golem. Yes, I could definitely see it. And then we have the weird sunflower lion thing, as it's Sylvia's familiar jumping lion. Yeah, again, I can see it. So yeah, these familiars, although they are a bit obvious on who they belong to, they are pretty fun designs, even though some of them are very basic. I mean, I would say up like the funny thing is, I would say for me, Zezes and Mariana's are very basic with small changes, while Uzu's and Sylvia's are the very fun changes. So yes, then we have Mark Kron, I believe his name, saying, "You're using the first year's familiars? Like it's uncommon for even in teams for someone to control the people's familiars." As now we get a bit of an explanation of what's going on. Kaim Kamui, bloodline magic, just translator. He can understand language of all living creatures. In its essence, this magic is friendship, which allows him to transcend the language barrier and create allies. As we kind of get like this very simple, cool kind of panels right there. Then we have Maria's reaction to it, and she's like, "But is it really possible for one demon to command other familiars? I've never heard of such a thing." As there we have Sylvia like, "Awesome!" As I'm guessing Clark's thinking to himself, they even seem to like him. Or is that Maria saying? I don't know. It's like a weird. It looks like the ball was coming from Colin, but it could just be coming from Maria. So, anyways, there we have Colin Maria thinking to herself, just what is this demon's deal? As they would have come like, everyone, please focus on overloading the device while I'm dealing with the teacher. As everyone else like go back to work as like, yeah, yes. So anyways, then we have Macron be like, that's very interesting strategy. But can you really hope to defend against me with that army of just slapped together? Bolter, as she sends, I want to say fire lightning combo because I think it's supposed to be lightning, but still it's kind of weird to tell for certainly, but I think it's probably lightning. As there we see Earth Shield, so we see that the Golem used it. So that as they she uses an aspect called Razor Wind, as then the Peacock is like Sound Wave, which it deflects. As then that Scuffle is like, it's time to get a bit of a different strategy, which as they were clapping like, this isn't an act of desperation. It is a genuine application of classical education. As he fixes his glasses, as then we get a flashback, as we see a bunch of books and top of books, and someone saying, "Your bloodline magic is translator. Your knowledge of and cultural understanding will greatly affect your ability." As then we see Climb, we in a cage filled with nothing but books as the teacher who was with Kaim and Carol when they were doing that whole hunting, the whole school hunting force or whatever arc is there as we see a bit of their as watch a little bit of their training as class like or actually the I'm guessing the teacher is like I will make you into the greatest summoner alive. And this guy's like, excuse me, which I have to agree, excuse me, is Climb really gonna be the top tier summoner in this story? Like really Climb? Like I don't mind Climb in the story, I do kinda get it. And I kinda even understand where that he kinda works in that perspective, but still I really don't want to have him to be of all things a summoner. Like summons aren't something that's very commonly used in anime. Like they are used I would say a few times, but they're not like the main focuses. Usually they're like oh, this one time in a even edition type of character who is used once and then forgotten. Like let's look at the puppet Pejitsu users in Naruto, for example. They appear like the ones who use summonings like Sasori are very early in the Akatsuki arc, but then like no one else uses it. Like Kakuzu kinda uses summonings as well, but again kinda quickly it's dealt with. So I really kind of feel disappointed the summoner of this story is Climb. Although I do kind of get it. Why? And to be fair, it does make sense because his ability. So yeah, I was in the teacher's like, there's an old unlimited summoning technique which can only you can use. By using translator, you will be able to lead the familiars of others. And then we see like a random demon silhouette as we see like a bunch of other familiars. We have what I'm assuming is a smaller snake, a lion that I'm not sure if we actually saw, a giant wolf that I don't think we saw, and a bat that I don't think we ever saw, but we might have seen them. I'm just forgetting. So yeah, then Clark gets a bit. I'm guessing a bit of a blush, but I guess he's a bit excited. But then the teacher's like, first of all, memorize every known beast type, their characteristics, their habitats, and so on. As Clark gets a bit nervous, like, that's ridiculous. As in the professor, like, think of it as memorizing the profiles of your favorite ladies. As then the guy's like, huh, easy. Which I can agree. As then we have him immediately reading it. If you need something, always use ladies. That's the thing that's gonna get every man, and assuming women in this universe, to go up. Or to memorize everything. As then we see a teacher, we get a bit of a picture of a teacher, as then he thinks to himself out loud for some reason, as he's drinking his tea, being like, he shall unite all beings under his command. As then Climb looks up at him and is like, what was that? As then the teacher like, don't mind me. I'm just doing the standard foreshadowing for the future events. If you read Black Clover, it's pretty common, honestly. as well as My Hero Academia. Honestly, read any manga and you will understand. And then we have the teacher be like, in any case, you must become an expert on beats. If you do so, your power will increase drastically. As we see Climb, now doing the whole bowing phase, he has all other familiars behind him, all getting ready. Which, to be fair, I feel this is supposed to be a more like a tense scene, but it's kind of hard to take it all that seriously because, I mean, how do I say this? All of the characters have more goofy designs here. Like, even the ones that are more like plain, like the peacock and the shark, still have more of a goofy look to it. So yeah, anyways, then we have Climb be like, I will deflect your any attack. Attack, and then Markov's like thinking to himself, an attack, huh? Fine then, as Clive's a bit shocked by that statement. As then Markov be like, flame, stream, wind, curse, mind, control, hallucination, water, thunder, smoke, earthquake, rain, gravity, impact, luck, astrology, explosion, constraint. How about all of them at once? As we get Moak's mono. It's actually not Marco. It's Moak's Monomoki's explanation. Okay, so Moak's Monomoki rank 7 Zion, which is actually a pretty high ranking, all honesty. And so Bloodline Magic is master of all traits. There is no magic she's not skilled in, although the magic strength and is preparation to her mana. She can master magic of any kind, as we see like a generic like shell of a bunch of different spells, and a full body spell, of course. Which I'm guessing is probably gonna be the only fan service we get. Although it isn't really fan service, just a standing there normally, kind of badass panel, honestly. Which is kind of funny how this goes like usually the Caligo simp or Caligo's love interest joke doesn't really go anywhere. But here it's like she's supposed to be more badass. So, but anyways, the thing that I should I want to talk about is her rank, which is rank 7. Now, I always expected the teachers to be around rank 7 and rank 6. Like, we know only two of them are rank 8 with Kalago and Balam, with Appa being also rank 8, but he's not something else. Well, Silva is ranks, I think he's confirmed rank 9. Uh, Although I think that might have been a demotion or something, I'm not like sure, because the other two of the three grades are rank 10. But yeah, so Moore's being ranked 7. That's the reason I want to talk about this is because I always thought that like the way these teachers are gonna show up is based on their rankings, which the higher you go, the stronger they're gonna come. But we have already a rank 7 here, which I do find a bit interesting. Although I guess that speaks more to how powerful she is. She is because you know she's a rank 7 already, and that's not really that far from Colin Ballum. But yeah. Now I'm not sure if this is also supposed to show how skillful she is for a young age, and I believe she's like one of the or she's not the very newest, but she's I think one of the like if you had to split the teachers in generations, I would say she's like somewhere in between the Caligo and Robin's generation. Like we have the old ones, like the ones who is with Caligo right now, who was his teacher, and those two who were dealt with by Climb and Alagdor when they were, trying to get their signatures. Then we have Kalaga and Balam. Then we have where I was thinking Morax and the other teachers like the ones who we've seen when they were for the second one when they were appearing. And then we have like Robin, and then we have Shida and Atori right now. Although I think it might have been implied that Morgs might have even come later or earlier. Well, she's more close to the story because I think during that whole teachers meeting they had, I probably should have went back to check. I think it's implied that I think there's some reference to her grandfather about him being there, like being a bit overprotective, but I'm not sure that's like saying anything about her being new or anything like that. I think it was just Robin was the only new one, but I'm not exactly sure. I think it. I don't really know exactly. I would absolutely love it if we actually got a list to win which teacher in a chronological order in which teachers would join the Babblers, but I'm guessing we won't unless if I'm missing a chapter or two. I don't know really. So, anyways, then we have Morgs being like, the boss assigned me to this post, Calico. So, she couldn't say my beloved or something like that. I mean, that's pretty standard evil organization trope. Although maybe she doesn't want to say it out loud. It's just like, because I can counter any ability. Kind son, don't you think it's a bit presumptuous to try to win against a teacher in a battle of classical education? Do you best to keep me entertained for a full minute, okay? And she's gonna strike him. Which I'm guessing she's gonna enjoy striking him because I think he actually did sexually assault her or sexually harassed her. I don't think it was assault, I think it was just harassment. Sexual harassment at the beginning of the year, which is why he's in the misfit class, which I could actually see this being like addressed later or in the next chapter or two. As then we have him like just twinkling his like little cape thing. It's like, it's a gentleman's honor to not monopolize a lady's time. As we get like a bit of a cool panel with her. As then we cut back to Asmodeus and Ideal's fight. As he's like, you're really resisting, huh? And you see Asmodeus on the ground with fire on him as he's panting. It's like tisk. And then the teacher's like, after I wanted to give you much great advice, and then he sends another fire, and Asmodeus blocks away his fire, but it's again nothing really damages him still and pushes him back a bit. As the teacher's like, you still defend you with your flames. And it's mostly it's like, why are you so set on using your blood, not using your bloodline magic? I don't know. As then we have and be like, if you keep this up, you'll definitely lose. As much as I kind of grow with a bit of a flame, so it's like, why? Why you ask? As we see a picture of Iruma, as then he's like, isn't that obvious? Uh, no, we don't. I don't know. Is it? I mean, Iruma is not here, or I'm guessing this. The reason why he doesn't use his bloodline magic has something to do with Iruma, but I'm not exactly sure. Like, I'm trying to remember that I don't think Asmodeus did anything doing like his sports fight with Iruma and his first fight. Like, I think he just threw fireballs at Iruma, so I'm not sure if that's really has anything to do with that. Is it some other? Is there something else I'm forgetting? I probably am forgetting something. I don't know. I probably should check, but I'm pretty sure there should be a. But I'm failing to find a reason why he's not using his blood magic. So I'm guessing this. Oh, I'm guessing this means that his blood magic is not some kind of seductive type of magic because I don't see why he would have a problem with that. Or maybe the problem with his, or maybe it is his seductive is a seductive type magic. He's not like as if I were there making someone fall for me. Me, the only one who can do that is Iruma or something. I don't know really, but yeah. So S'mores refuses this to use his blood magic. So yeah, no, this chapter, it's a pretty more of an explanation chapter, more of a finding out more characters' abilities and type of chapter, which is nice to see and get. I honestly like these chapters a bit more than full-on action chapters, but yeah, I like it for the most part. Not really a big fan of Klein being the summon of the show, but fine if he's gonna be, does technically make sense. We also get confirmation that Asmon doesn't want to use his blood magic. Not sure if that's gonna stay in the actual show. If it's gonna be changed a bit later, I guess we'll see. But oh well, what can you do? Now, anyways, I hope you tell me in the comments below what did you think of this chapter. Why do you think Asmode doesn't use his blood magic, or what kind of ability his blood magic has? And yeah, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.